Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I just want to go ahead and do a reading update. I did miss my video last week Saturday. I was sick. I think I had a stomach bug. Y'all, I was out. Okay. But I have been reading. Listen, nothing's gonna stop me from reading. Ever. So I'm just gonna do a quick update on the books that I've read recently. Let's start with the one I've already talked to you guys about. So I did tell y'all that I was reading House Rules by Jodi Picoult, and I ended up finishing and I rated it 5 stars. This was so good. So this follows a mom who has 2 sons, Jacob and Theo. Her name is Emma. Yeah. So Emma is a single mom to the 2 sons. Jacob has Asperger's. Now, Jacob gets accused of committing a crime. So we're watching that unfold. I don't know if you've read Jodi Picoult books. Her books are like lit fic or forgot how else she describes it, but they usually incorporate the justice system in some way as far as courtroom drama goes. So this one, I believe I said I would describe it as the advocacy for children on the autism spectrum, children with Asperger's, and that's exactly what it was. But it was also more than that. It's about what that looks like for them in the justice system. So there was a line in here that Jacob said. He was like, you're supposed to be judged by 12 people of your peers, and technically 12 people of my peers would be 12 people who have autism, who understand what it's like to be me. I'm gonna put this down. And I was like, yeah, actually, that makes so much sense, because it was like in the book, no one kind of understood what it was like to live life as Jacob. And this was written, I forgot, I think 2010. So obviously we've come a long way as far as the information we have when it comes to kids or adults who have autism. And so I thought the book was well written. I thought it was thought-provoking. There was a lot of discussion about what is the cause of autism. Now, Jodi doesn't say her feelings one way or other, although I feel like I know it because I know her. But in the book, it's very open to your interpretation of what you believe is the cause, if there is one. And so thought it was well done. I really like the accommodations that was made for Jacob to make him feel comfortable in a courtroom. You know, I mean, there's obviously loud noise in a courtroom, bright lights and things like that. So there was accommodations that was made for him. He was able to get sensory breaks. And so I really love that. I ended up rating it 5 stars. I don't know if I said that already, but I did. I really loved it. I really love her. I don't think I've read a book by Jodi Picoult that I didn't rate 5 stars. Her books are very political. So people who say books aren't political, I don't know what you're reading. But I enjoyed that one a lot and I would highly recommend. And I read A Pho Love Story. This is my 2nd book this month that I've read about food, and it just happens to be Vietnamese food. I actually really do enjoy Vietnamese food, so that's probably why, but I love pho. I love pho. But this one is a YA romance. It follows 2 kids who met when they were younger, stopped talking, but then they're asked to work on a project together. And they realize that, you know, they like each other, if not as friends, but something more. Now, their parents are in competition with each other. So their parents both own a Vietnamese restaurant right across from the street. It made me think of like CVS being across the street from Walgreens, but like they serve similar food, but they're right across from the street. So they don't like each other, and their kids assume that that's all it is. It's just a competition of them both being in the restaurant business, serving the same type of cuisine, but then they discovered that there's more feud between their parents. But I actually really enjoy this. Again, it's YA romance, so no spice, which I love. I feel like spice in a romance, in a YA romance, is so weird and unnecessary. But I enjoyed this book. We did touch on their culture. It goes back to problems they've had way before the Vietnam War. I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. The relationship between them was very cute and pure, and it developed from a friendship, and I thought that was sweet. Then I read Let Me Hold You by Alexandria House. This is the second book in the McLean brothers. So this one follows Leland. He is the younger brother to Everett. Everett is the brother who it's about in the first book. Leland is a basketball player. He is 27, but he likes older women. He said he likes them seasoned. And I believe it starts off with him like messing with a 42-year-old, and he was like, I like him even more seasoned than that. But he ends up meeting a director of a club. It's kind of like a boys and girls club, I would say. So they do a lot for the community, and he volunteered. He met her. It just so happens that she is the mom of another basketball player who absolutely despises him. And so he was like, I don't know how that's gonna work. But she's only 35. So he was like, look, she ain't even old enough for me. But they end up having this relationship. It does touch on domestic abuse, but it was good. I liked it. I really did enjoy it. Had fun. I also read Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. This one I was very excited for because I hear people talking about it. I hear great things about it. I was so excited. And then it just recently got traditionally published. So I was like, let me read it. And I read the indie version of it. But when I tell you, I was disappointed. I was disappointed. Now, the writing is good. So that's not the issue. I really did like the writing, but the book was 560 pages, which is long for a romance. And when I tell you, it was not much that happened in that book. There was nothing deep. Now, it is centered around finding love after loss. The FMC did lose her husband, and so that is the idea. And the man she ends up with is actually her late husband's best friend. So she was trying to navigate if that was even appropriate. But I felt like because it was so long, maybe I wanted to see them grieve. And now I know grief looks different for everybody, but it didn't seem like either one of them was grieving other than saying, oh, I miss him. And they didn't even really say that ever, only when they were talking about whether it was appropriate for them to be, doing what they needed to do or doing what they wanted to do. But the entire book was like filled with spice. Like there were so many spices. It took over so bad. And I'm like, I would have liked to see them gone on dates, or even if not dates, like just, I don't know, like sitting there talking about him. And like, I felt like nobody was grieving him, which is fine. I mean, it had been 4 years, so obviously the grief is lessened, but I didn't need the grief. But for 500 something pages, I would have been like, okay, I would understand the length if they were grieving him and they were working towards. No, the whole holdup was that she thought maybe it was inappropriate, but they were still doing stuff. So I'm like, it must not be that like, why do you think it's inappropriate to get in a relationship with him but not sit on him? Like, let's unpack that. And so it was just too much spice, too many pages, not enough substance for me. But I will read another book by J.L. Seegers. I don't know if I'll continue the series. It may be different because the other books are around other couples. And so it may just be different. It may just be their dynamic. And again, I said the writing was good. So maybe, but I don't know. And lastly, I read His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I read this in preparation for the Netflix adaptation, which I started last night with my husband. He wanted to watch it, and I was like, there is no way we're watching a book adaptation before I read the book. Okay, I'm just kidding, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, please wait. And so he was like, okay, cool. And so I read it. I liked it. I didn't like rock, paper, scissors. I told y'all that. I thought the writing was awful. And so many things didn't add up. And so many things were unnecessary that didn't lead to nothing. But this one, I thought it was good. I'm not a fan of the unreliable narrator. Never have, never will be. I just feel like it's deceptive. but I thought this one worked. I really did. It follows a woman who is a reporter, journalist, and a friend of hers from high school passes away. Her husband or ex-husband is the lead detective on the case. And that's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Thought it was good. I didn't see the twist at the end. I mean, I knew who it wasn't, but I didn't know who it was, you know? So those are some of the books I've read. I am currently reading The Count of Monte Cristo, but I will not talk about that book because, baby, I'm only like 20% in. If that. That book is what, 1,300 pages long? I won't talk about it yet. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not telling you nothing until I am done. And I won't be done anytime soon. Okay? Because I'm reading it with the book club and we're reading it slowly, so, which I appreciate. But that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, happy reading. Bye.